Okay, I'm going to show how to install a retail copy of Windows for somebody who's gone to the store and just bought a copy of Windows 11, got it on a USB drive or a DVD, and show you how to install it with a local account instead of a Microsoft account. And then I'm going to download Windows and create a bootable USB drive that way too, and install that with the local account manually. So the first thing I want to do is create a new folder to download Windows into. And then you go to Google and type in Windows 11 download. It'll take you to the Microsoft website. And what you want to do is create Windows 11 installation media. So you click on that and it downloads the media creation tool. Open file. And it'll open this up. Accept the agreement. Alright, now with this checked, it'll only download the copy of Windows that's actually installed on this computer or the computer you're using. So I always uncheck this because then it'll download Windows Home and Windows Pro and the education copy. So then you click Next. You want to create an ISO file. Click Next. Point it to that new folder. Tell it to save. And it'll download Windows and create the ISO for you. Okay, and now it's downloaded Windows and created an ISO for you. So this is for people that have bought a digital key from like Newegg and they email you the Windows key. Then you download a copy of Windows and you're all set. But you need to put this on a bootable jump drive or a bootable USB drive. So we're going to do that using Rufus. Start up Rufus. Okay, so Rufus starts and you select a folder, desktop. There's the Windows ISO. Tell it to open and then start. Now I'm going to uncheck these because we're going to do this manually, remove requirement for online Microsoft account. And I always uncheck this one. I don't think you can even buy 4 gigabytes of RAM anymore. So that's kind of worthless. And then you click on OK, and this one is going to delete all the data on the USB drive you use. It always does this when it's creating the partitions. You've created a install media for Windows. Now you restart the computer. Now this is a gigabyte motherboard, and to get to the boot menu is to press F12. But different boards have different ones. It's usually F9, F10, or F12 to get to the boot menu when you restart it. So we're going to restart this. Where it says F12 boot menu. Alright, now the top one is the Windows Boot Manager because Windows is actually installed on here, of course. So you go down and highlight the USB drive you created or the USB drive you bought with Windows on it. Press enter and it'll start the Windows installation. And you click next, install now. Now the product key, you don't have to put it in right now. You can if you want, but I always wait until it's installed to put the product key in. Plus, if you've installed it before, of course, the key will already be digitally signed to the computer. Now here's all the copies of Windows if you downloaded it. If you bought it from the store, it's only going to have one version of Windows on it, so it probably won't even stop at this menu. It'll go to the next one. Accept the agreement. Next. And now you're doing a custom install of Windows, not an upgrade, so you click on that. Now I have 3 drives in here, and I always name my drives so I know what they are. And so, as you can see, it's on port 0, port 1, and port 2. And this port 0 has recovery, primary MSR system, so you know that's the actual Windows drive, the drive that Windows is installed on. So I'm going to delete these. And now I just have my 3 drives with no partitions on them. But like I said, I name these so I don't delete the wrong drive. And I want to install it on the port 0 drive up on the top there, so I just click next. And that'll create them 4 partitions again. New. Okay, and then you click restart. And Windows has put all the data on the drive that it needs to install Windows, so you can actually take the USB drive out, because it'll be booting from the hard drive from now on. Okay, and now you pick your region, pick your keyboard layout. You'll need a second keyboard. Now you get to this page, and on this computer you can see it's gray. Everything is grayed out, so Windows is claiming it doesn't have the drivers for the network card or the wireless card. So at this point, there's nothing else. You can't install Windows because you can't get past this page. Well, we're going to bypass this because what it's trying to do is get you to sign up for a Microsoft account and to continue the setup. But we're going to bypass that by clicking Shift F10, and this command prompt will open up. And then you type in OOBE backslash bypass NRO. So in the command prompt, you type in OOBE backslash bypass NRO, and then you hit enter, and the computer will restart. And then pick your region again, keyboard layout, skip that one. And now you're back to that page, and it's still grayed out, claiming it doesn't have the drivers. But down here now it says, I don't have internet. So you click on that, and then it says continue with limited setup, which means you're installing Windows with a local account instead of a Microsoft account. That's what the limited setup is. It's installing the full version of Windows. It ain't changing anything. And you put the name in. And then I always shut this off, the diagnostics data, ink typing, advertising. I shut all that off. Continue. And there you have it. An installation of Windows 11. Now this is a gigabyte motherboard. And like when you were at that page, it was grayed out because Windows didn't have the drivers. But then when it's done installing, it's on the internet. So it did have the drivers for it, it just wasn't loading them. It doesn't have the drivers for the wireless, but it has the network drivers. Anyways, this is Windows, and that's it.